Have you ever found yourself standing on the edge of someone's attention, yearning for a glance, a sign, a response that never comes? There you are, pouring your thoughts into a message, only to be greeted with silence. A void. What runs through your mind in those moments? Confusion? Frustration? A quiet voice asking, "Why am I not enough?" Let's face it, rejection, or worse, being ignored, cuts deep. It stirs a storm within, questioning your worth and shaking your confidence. Yet here's the twist. What if I told you that this very silence, this cold shoulder, is a gift wrapped in the disguise of indifference? You see, life isn't about waiting for someone else to validate your existence. It's about learning to walk through the flames of rejection with your head held high, turning every setback into a stepping stone toward your true self. This journey isn't about her, it's about you, and what's waiting for you at the end. That's where the real magic lies. Stay with me, and together we'll unravel the secrets to navigating her silence with poise, grace, and an irresistible air of mystery. The final lesson, the most transformative of them all, will be worth the wait. But for now, let's dive into the first crucial step. Redirect your focus. 1. Redirect your focus. When a woman ignores you, what's your immediate reaction? Do you replay your last interaction, analyzing every word, every gesture, searching for the moment you lost her attention? Or perhaps you feel a surge of desperation, a need to pull her back into your orbit, thinking, if only I could make her see me again. Pause. Breathe. The truth is, the more you chase, the further she'll drift. The Stoics, wise architects of inner peace, teach us this simple yet profound truth. We control our actions, not others' responses. Her silence? That's beyond your grasp. But your focus? That's entirely in your hands. Let's reframe this. Imagine your life as a garden. Every thought, every action is a seed you plant. Will you water the weeds of insecurity and doubt, or will you cultivate the flowers of growth and purpose? The choice is yours. Start by asking yourself, what are the personal goals that ignite your passion? What hobbies or projects have you neglected in your quest for her attention? Who are the people in your life that uplift and inspire you? Grab a pen, write these down, set small, actionable steps toward each one. Whether it's hitting the gym, learning to play the guitar, or planning a weekend getaway with close friends, redirecting your energy into these pursuits does more than distract, it transforms. And here's the beauty of this shift. As you grow, your confidence will blossom. You'll find yourself less consumed by her silence and more enthralled by your own journey. Stoicism encourages us to anchor ourselves in what we can control. By investing in your happiness, you're not just moving on, you're leveling up. Still, this isn't about ignoring your feelings. Acknowledge them, sit with them, but don't let them dictate your actions. Instead, let them fuel your drive to become a better, more fulfilled version of yourself. The next time you catch yourself thinking about her, redirect that thought into action. Pick up that guitar, call a friend, or plan your next adventure. With every step you take toward personal growth, you'll find her hold on your mind loosening. And here's the twist. When you stop chasing her, when you redirect your focus toward building the life you love, she might just start noticing you in a whole new light. But by then, you'll have learned the most important lesson of all. You don't need her validation to feel complete. Are you ready to plant the seeds of your next chapter? 2. Maintain emotional composure. Picture this. You send a message to her, and it sits there, unread or unanswered. Hours pass, maybe even days, and your mind races. What did I do wrong? Should I send another message? Did I say something that upset her? Stop right there. Take a deep breath. This is your moment to shine, not through frantic action, but through serene stillness. In times like these, Emotional composure is your greatest ally. When someone ignores you, the knee-jerk reaction is to panic, to fix, to chase. But here's the secret. The more you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, the more control you hand over to the situation and to her. The Stoics understood this well. They believed that our power lies in our ability to choose our responses. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the essence of Stoicism, the ability to maintain your inner calm no matter what external turbulence you face. So how do you practice this in real life? Start by recognizing the emotions that rise when you feel ignored. Name them: frustration, sadness, anger, confusion. By naming them, you distance yourself from them. They become something you observe, not something you are. Now, ask yourself, what will my reaction achieve? Will sending another message bring clarity, or will it make me seem desperate? Will expressing my frustration solve the problem, or will it push her further away? Most importantly, how can I respond in a way that aligns with my values and maintains my dignity? Instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back. Give yourself time to process. If you feel the need to address her silence, do so calmly and respectfully. A simple, composed message like, "Hey, I've noticed you've been a bit distant lately. Is everything okay?" shows that you're attentive without being overbearing. But what if she still doesn't respond? Here's where true emotional composure comes into play. You cannot control her actions, but you can control your own. Choose to remain calm. Choose to preserve your peace. This is not a loss, it's a practice in resilience. In fact, her silence becomes a test of your inner strength. Can you stand tall and confident, even when the world around you feels uncertain? Can you find solace in the knowledge that your worth is not determined by her response? This composure isn't just about her. It's about how you see yourself. When you stay grounded and avoid emotional overreactions, you demonstrate not only to her but also to yourself that you are a man of strength and character. Imagine this scenario. You remain calm, patient, and composed. You continue living your life, engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Over time, she notices this unwavering confidence. And confidence, my friend, is magnetic. It draws people in, not through force, but through its quiet, unshakable presence. But even if she doesn't return, you've gained something far more valuable. Mastery over your emotions and the ability to navigate life's challenges with grace. So the next time you feel the sting of being ignored, remember this. Your emotional reaction is not a measure of your love or care. It's a measure of your discipline and self-respect. Keep your composure, stand firm, and let your calm demeanor speak louder than words ever could. And when the storm passes, as it inevitably will, you'll look back and realize that this moment was a turning point, not because of what she did or didn't do, but because of how you chose to rise above it. 3. Focus on self-improvement and social standing. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly invested in yourself? Not for someone else, not to impress or prove a point, but purely to elevate your own life. If her silence has left you feeling uncertain, now is the time to turn that uncertainty into a force of transformation. Who are you becoming while she's looking the other way? Here's the reality. In every social dynamic, people are drawn to those who radiate confidence and capability. The most captivating individuals aren't chasing validation. They're too busy building their lives, achieving their goals, and enjoying their journey. This is your time to become that person. Start with your physical well-being. When you prioritize your health, you're not just shaping your body, you're shaping your mind. Regular workouts, a balanced diet, and enough sleep fuel your energy and boost your self-esteem. When you walk into a room with your head high and your shoulders back, you send a powerful message. I take care of myself, and I'm ready for anything. But don't stop there. What about your mental growth? Stoicism teaches us that the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom is a lifelong endeavor. Ask yourself, what new skill or hobby have you always wanted to learn? How can you challenge your mind to expand beyond its current limits? Whether it's mastering a new language, diving into personal finance, or exploring the world of art and music, every step you take adds layers to your character. You're not just becoming more skilled, you're becoming more interesting, more engaging, more magnetic. Let's talk about your social circle. Are you surrounding yourself with people who uplift and inspire you? Are you engaging in meaningful conversations and shared experiences? Building your social standing isn't about superficial popularity. It's about creating a network of genuine connections. Attend events, join communities, volunteer for causes you care about. Every interaction is an opportunity to grow and to contribute. Here's the secret. As you elevate your social presence, something remarkable happens. Not only do you feel more confident, but others begin to take notice, including her. There's a quiet power in being the person who walks into a room and naturally commands respect and attention without demanding it. And what about your career? Professional growth is a cornerstone of self-improvement. Look for opportunities to sharpen your skills, take on new challenges, or even explore a different career path if it excites you. Success in your field not only strengthens your confidence, but also enhances your sense of purpose. Social media, too, can be a strategic ally in this journey. Use it wisely. Share your experiences, your achievements, and your passions, not to boast, but to offer a glimpse into the vibrant, fulfilling life you're building. It's not about crafting a perfect image. It's about showing the world that you are active, engaged, and continuously growing. Here's a question for you. What kind of person do you want to be remembered as? Someone who waited endlessly for another's acknowledgement, or someone who seized every moment to become the best version of themselves? The beauty of focusing on self-improvement is that it shifts the narrative. You're no longer the one seeking attention, you're the one creating a life so rich, so dynamic, that attention naturally follows. And if she's still watching from the sidelines, she'll see someone who didn't just wait around but thrived in their own right. If you found value in this journey of self-improvement so far, don't forget to like this video. It helps us continue sharing these powerful insights with more people like you. Remember, when you focus on self-improvement, you're not just changing your own life, you're transforming the way the world perceives you. And that's a power no one can ignore. 4. Express your worth with virtue. Have you ever considered the quiet power of simply being yourself? Not the version of you that bends and twists to gain someone's approval, but the authentic, confident self that walks into a room with purpose and poise. What if the most compelling way to capture her attention is to stop seeking it altogether and start living your truth? Let's set the stage. You're at a social gathering. She's there, mingling, seemingly indifferent to your presence. What do? Do you shrink back, allowing her lack of attention to dictate your mood? Or do you seize the moment to express your worth, not through empty gestures, but through the undeniable force of your character and virtues? Here's the secret. You don't need to perform to be noticed. You simply need to show up as your best self. Start by embracing your natural talents and strengths. Are you a great storyteller? Do you have a knack for lighthearted humor or an insightful perspective on current events? Lean into these traits. When you engage in conversations, let your intelligence, wit, and authenticity shine through. Share stories that reflect your unique experiences, ideas, and passions. But be mindful. This isn't about monopolizing the conversation or showing off. It's about contributing meaningfully and creating connections. When you speak, do so with intention. When you listen, do so with genuine interest. People remember those who make them feel heard and valued, and that includes her. Let's delve into the power of humor. Life, after all, is too short to be taken too seriously. A well-placed joke or a clever retort can break the ice, lighten the mood, and showcase your ability to handle social dynamics with ease. For instance, if she makes a sarcastic comment or teases you lightly, respond with playful confidence. This not only diffuses tension but also demonstrates your ability to remain composed under social pressure, a key tenet of Stoicism. Now, consider the impact of emotional intelligence. Being attuned to the emotions of others, including hers, is a subtle yet powerful way to express your worth. If she shares something personal or seems troubled, offer thoughtful, supportive responses. Let your empathy and understanding take center stage. Sometimes, it's not about having all the answers but simply being present and engaged. However, one of the most overlooked ways to express your worth is through silence. Yes, silence. In moments of tension or discomfort, your ability to remain calm and composed speaks volumes. It shows that you're not easily rattled, that your sense of self isn't tethered to external validation. This kind of quiet confidence is magnetic. Imagine this scenario. She makes a dismissive remark or interrupts you. Instead of reacting defensively, you smile, pause, and continue the conversation without missing a beat. This subtle response demonstrates that you're unfazed by fleeting judgments, rooted firmly in your self-assurance. Being virtuous also means standing by your principles. Speak with integrity, act with kindness, and treat everyone with respect, regardless of their status or their behavior toward you. This isn't just about impressing her, it's about building a reputation as a man of character. Over time, she'll see that your actions aren't driven by a need for her attention, but by your unwavering commitment to living virtuously. Now let's take this one step further. When you're in a group setting, find ways to uplift and support others. Compliment a friend on their recent success, encourage someone who's feeling down, or share a resource that could benefit someone in need. Your ability to elevate those around you not only reflects your strength, but also leaves a lasting impression. Here's the question you need to ask yourself. Am I showing up as the kind of person I admire? When you express your worth through your actions, your presence becomes undeniable. Even if she continues to overlook you, you'll know deep down that you've remained true to yourself. Remember, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our virtues, our actions, and our character. When you embody these qualities, you naturally stand out, not because you're seeking attention, but because you're living authentically. So the next time you find yourself in her presence, resist the urge to force her acknowledgement. Instead, let your virtues speak for you. When you consistently show up as your best self, the right people will notice, and more importantly, you'll feel a sense of pride and fulfillment that no external validation can match. And here's the twist. By expressing your worth in this way, you're not just showing her what she's missing, you're reminding yourself of the incredible value you bring to the table. Isn't that the most powerful realization of all? 5. Don't beg for attention. Let's face it, when someone ignores you, the temptation to seek their attention can be overwhelming. You might feel an urge to send another message, make another call, or do anything, to pull them back into your orbit. But here's the truth. The moment you start begging for attention, you lose sight of your own worth. How can you expect others to value you if you don't value yourself? A moment and ask yourself, why do I feel the need to chase after someone who isn't reciprocating my efforts? Is it because you believe that their acknowledgement will somehow complete you? Or because you've tied your sense of self-worth to their validation? The reality is, when you beg for someone's attention, you send a powerful message, not to them, but to yourself. You're telling yourself that their approval is more important than your dignity. And that, my friend, is a price too high to pay. Embrace the power of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop clinging. It's about finding peace in the knowledge that your value isn't determined by how others respond to you. The Stoics believed in focusing on what we can control: our actions, our mindset, and our growth. Her response or lack thereof, that's beyond your control, and thus not worth your energy. Consider this. What if, instead of chasing after her, you redirected that energy toward building a life so fulfilling, so vibrant that her attention becomes a mere footnote in your journey. Engage in the activities you love. Dive into your passions. Surround yourself with people who genuinely appreciate you. Live in such a way that your happiness isn't tied to any single person's acknowledgement. Exercise. The next time you feel the urge to send another message or seek her out, stop. Instead, take a moment to reflect on your achievements, big or small. Celebrate the steps you've taken toward your goals, the skills you've developed, and the relationships that uplift you. Focus does more than boost your confidence, it changes the narrative. You're no longer the one seeking validation, you're the one living fully, unapologetically, and authentically. And guess what? That kind of energy is magnetic. A practical element to this. When you stop chasing, you create space. Space for her to notice your absence, to wonder about your life, and perhaps to reach out on her own. But even if she doesn't, you've gained something far more valuable: self-respect. Challenge you. Let her silence be met with your calm and confident stillness. Show her and yourself that you are not defined by her attention but by your own unwavering sense of worth. Love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever found strength in detachment? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else on their journey to self-respect and growth. 6. Consider cutting communication. At some point, you may reach a crossroads. You've tried to engage with her, you've given her space, and yet the silence persists. What do? Do you keep trying, hoping for a different outcome? Or do you take a step back, not out of spite, but out of respect for both her and yourself? Here's the harsh but liberating truth. Sometimes the most dignified action you can take is to walk away. Cutting communication isn't about playing games or making her chase you. It's about acknowledging reality and choosing to protect your peace. When your efforts are met with indifference, it's a sign, not of your inadequacy, but of her disinterest. And that's okay. Not every connection is meant to thrive. But how do you know when it's time to let go? Ask yourself, have my attempts to communicate been one-sided? Am I consistently feeling drained or undervalued in this interaction? Would continuing to pursue her compromise my self-respect? If the answers point toward a toxic dynamic, it's time to prioritize your well-being. Cutting communication isn't a defeat, it's an act of self-care. It's a declaration that your emotional energy is too precious to waste on someone who isn't reciprocating. Here's how to do it gracefully. Stop initiating contact. No more texts, calls, or messages. Let the silence speak for itself. Redirect your focus. Immerse yourself in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Stay composed in social settings. If you encounter her, be polite but distant. Show her and everyone around that you've moved on with dignity. This isn't about making her regret her actions. It's about giving yourself the space to heal and grow. Over time, you'll find that the weight of her indifference lifts, replaced by a sense of freedom and clarity. And here's the beautiful irony. When you let go, you often gain more than you lose. By cutting ties with situations that don't serve you, you create room for new, enriching connections to enter your life. You'll attract people who value and appreciate you for who you are, not for what you can offer them. In the grand tapestry of life, not every thread will fit, but each decision you make to honor your self-worth adds a new layer of strength and beauty to your journey. Remember, walking away isn't an end, it's a new beginning, a chance to refocus, rebuild, and rediscover the incredible person you've always been. And that, my friend, is a chapter worth celebrating. 7. Ignore her back respectfully. Imagine this. You've sent a message that lingers unanswered, or maybe you've been in the same room where her gaze skips over you as if you're invisible. The natural instinct is to overcompensate. Maybe you try harder to get her attention, crack more jokes, or linger in her space. But what if, instead of chasing her, you simply step back? What if you showed her that her actions, or lack thereof, don't control your emotional state? The idea of ignoring someone who ignores you might sound counterintuitive, even petty. But here's the distinction. Ignoring her back isn't about retaliation, it's about respect for yourself. It's about refusing to let someone else's indifference dictate your self-worth. When she pulls away, let her. Instead of filling the void with more messages or attempts to engage, fill that space with your own presence, your own peace. This isn't a game, it's a demonstration of your ability to stand strong and undisturbed, much like the Stoic ideal of remaining unaffected by external events. Consider this scenario. You're in a group conversation, and she disregards your input. Instead of pushing harder to be heard, gracefully withdraw. Shift your focus to others in the group who value your contributions. Or simply observe, enjoying the moment without the need for validation. In doing so, you showcase a quiet confidence that doesn't depend on her approval. That kind of composure speaks louder than any words ever could. The same principle applies to one-on-one interactions. If she ignores your messages, resist the urge to double text or seek an explanation. Let your silence mirror hers, not as a form of punishment, but as a reflection of your respect for her boundaries and for your own. But here's the real magic. When you step back, you create a powerful dynamic shift. By not reacting to her indifference, you subtly convey that your world doesn't revolve around her. And people are naturally intrigued by those who seem self-contained and self-sufficient. Of course, this doesn't mean you should completely shut her out if she reaches out. Be open to communication, but only on terms that align with your dignity and self-respect. If she engages again, respond with calmness and clarity, showing that you've been living fully in her absence. This strategy does more than preserve your peace. It also sets a precedent. It shows her, and anyone observing, that you're someone who won't chase or beg for attention. You value reciprocal, respectful interactions, and you're willing to step back from those who don't offer the same. Ask yourself, who holds the power in this interaction? The answer is simple, it's you. The moment you choose to focus on your own tranquility rather than her behavior. Remember, Stoicism teaches us that our inner peace is too precious to be disturbed by external factors we cannot control. Ignoring her back, when done with respect and composure, is a way of reclaiming that peace. So the next time her silence tempts you to chase, resist. Show her, and more importantly, show yourself, that you are a man who stands firm, who values his time and energy, and who refuses to let anyone's indifference shake his core. 8. Disprove misconceptions through action. Have you ever felt that she, or perhaps others around you, might have formed an inaccurate impression of who you are? Maybe she sees you as too reserved, not ambitious enough, or lacking in some other way. The beauty of life, though, is this. Perceptions can change, and the most powerful way to shift them is through consistent action. First, let's clarify one thing. This isn't about proving your worth to her. It's about being true to yourself and letting your actions naturally reflect your character and capabilities. Stoicism reminds us that we don't control others' opinions, but we can control how we live in alignment with our values. Ask yourself, what misconceptions might she have about me? If she sees you as uninteresting, show her through your actions that your life is rich and vibrant. If she doubts your confidence, let your steady demeanor and decisiveness speak for themselves. The key here is subtlety. You're not out to convince her with grand, attention-seeking gestures. Instead, you focus on quietly excelling in areas that matter to you. Engage in your passions. Whether it's art, fitness, or building a business, let your dedication and enthusiasm shine. Share your journey naturally when the opportunity arises. Take initiative in social or professional settings. Lead a group project, organize an event, or simply step up when others hesitate. Your leadership and reliability will speak volumes. Cultivate a life of diverse experiences. Explore new hobbies, travel to unfamiliar places, or dive into thought-provoking books. These experiences not only enrich your life but also make you a more engaging conversationalist. Imagine you're at a gathering and the topic shifts to something you're passionate about, be it a recent trip, a skill you've mastered, or an insightful book you've read. This is your moment to contribute meaningfully, not to impress her, but to share your genuine enthusiasm. And here's the twist. As you consistently show up as your best self, her perception of you may start to shift. She'll see someone who is confident, capable, and deeply engaged in life. But even if her views don't change, you've gained something far more valuable, a life that is rich, fulfilling, and authentic. Let's not forget the quiet power of humility. Acknowledge your growth without arrogance. When others compliment your achievements, accept their praise graciously and shift the spotlight to how those experiences have shaped you. This blend of confidence and humility is magnetic, drawing people in without the need for loud proclamations. Finally, remember that you're not living to disprove someone's misconceptions. You're living to align with your truth, your values, and your vision for your life. If she or anyone else happens to notice and change their perspective, that's a bonus. But your primary goal is to remain steadfast in your journey of self-improvement and fulfillment. Ask yourself, am I living a life that reflects my true potential? If the answer is yes, then no misconception can diminish your worth. 9. Use silence wisely. Have you ever stopped to think about the power of silence? It's not just an absence of words, it's a statement in itself, a tool that can command attention and convey confidence without the need for explanation. In the face of being ignored, silence becomes your most elegant response. But how do you wield it wisely? Imagine this. After weeks of ignoring your messages, she finally reaches out. Your first instinct might be to respond immediately, eager to reestablish the connection. But pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what message am I sending if I rush to reply? When you embrace silence, you take control of the narrative. Instead of reacting impulsively, you allow yourself time to reflect. What do you want from this interaction? Does it align with your values and self-respect? By delaying your response, you subtly communicate that your time and attention are valuable. You're no longer chasing, you're choosing. Here's how to use silence effectively. Pause before responding. When she finally sends that long-awaited text, take a breath. There's no need to rush. Silence gives you the opportunity to craft a thoughtful, composed reply rather than an emotional reaction. Respond with intention. When you do reply, keep it brief but meaningful. For instance, you might say, "I've been focusing on some personal projects lately. How have you been?" This response shows that your life is full and you're engaging from a place of strength, not neediness. Let silence speak in conversations. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. If she asks a question or makes a comment that doesn't require an immediate answer, allow a moment of silence. This shows you're thoughtful and deliberate, qualities that naturally command respect. Silence also creates a space for her to reflect on her own behavior. When you don't immediately respond to her re-engagement, she may begin to wonder about your life and priorities. This shift in dynamic can often spark curiosity and even admiration. But remember, silence isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's about honoring your boundaries and demonstrating that you're not dependent on external validation. It's a reflection of your inner calm and self-assuredness, a key principle of Stoicism. Ask yourself, am I using silence as a tool for clarity and respect, or as a weapon to provoke a reaction? When wielded wisely, silence enhances your interactions, ensuring that every word you eventually speak carries weight. In the end, silence is not just a pause, it's a profound statement. It shows that your sense of self isn't rattled by someone's temporary absence or attention. And when you do choose to break that silence, your words will be all the more powerful. In conclusion, embrace the journey of self-mastery. Rejection, indifference, silence, these moments can feel like sharp edges against your confidence. But what if you saw them not as obstacles but as opportunities? Every time a woman ignores you, life presents you with a chance to cultivate your resilience, your character, and your inner peace. Through this journey, you've learned to redirect your focus, maintain emotional composure, and express your worth with quiet confidence. You've discovered the power of silence, the dignity of stepping back, and the freedom that comes from detachment. These aren't just strategies to navigate relationships, they're guiding principles for living a life rooted in purpose and self-respect. As you integrate these lessons, remember that your value is intrinsic. It doesn't ebb and flow with someone else's attention or approval. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in mastering ourselves, not in controlling the uncontrollable. When you align with this truth, you become unshakable. Now, let's take this journey further together. Have you ever experienced a moment where you chose to rise above rejection and found growth on the other side? Share your stories in the comments. Your insights could be the light someone else needs to see. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. By doing so, you'll help spread these timeless principles to others on their path to self-mastery. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Stoic wisdom applied to modern relationships. Here's to living a life of purpose, dignity, and unshakable confidence. Until next time, take care and remember, every step back is an opportunity to propel yourself forward.